What's going on, guys? I'm back with another one. And I just watched a movie called Shang-Chi, Legend of the Ten Rings. That's right. Starring Simu Lee, my girl Aquafina, and Tony Lu Wang 2Y. Now, I know I messed up one of those syllables, so don't come looking for me, all right? Do not come looking for me, Tony. Please. First of all, I want to get into something about the martial arts film genre. We have a lot of legends within that genre, all right? Most obvious one, Bruce Lee. He's had a lot of great movies, a lot of great films. He's an innovator, but his best one would be Enter the Dragon. A lot of people have taken from that movie, a lot of parodies based around that movie, whether you like it or not. All right. So it's monumental within its own. Then came along Jackie Chan. Now, Jackie Chan really, in my opinion, is more of a comedy action star because, a lot of the movies he has put out, were like parody-like. But he is nothing to play around with. The guy does his own stunts. The guy is fearless. Right? He deserves respect with that. And the movie that I like from him is an obvious one. Rush Hour 1. Yeah, 2 and 3 are great too, but Rush Hour 1 was just an epic film from him. And then I gotta give credit to Chris Tucker as well. I'm trying to focus on the non-Americans, but Chris Tucker did a great job as well, man. Then after that, there's Chow Yun-Fat, who really doesn't get the credit he deserves. People seldom forget. They often forget about Chow Yun-Fat. But he was in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. The movie where people were flying around from tree to tree, forgetting how gravity worked. Yeah. And that movie sparked a lot of other movies just like that, where people tried the same exact thing over and over again. So it was influential, very influential film. And then last but not least, there's Jet Li. Jet Li, yeah, he had some good films, the great films. He had the Once Upon a Time in China trilogy that was going out back in the day. All right, they brought the Kung Fu back. I watched all those, but my favorite one from him is The One. And there's an epic line in there where he basically tells people, I am nobody's female dog. I love that line. So now we have Simu Lee. Simu Lee's not really a martial art kind of guy when it comes to films until now. So my question is, can he stand to be just like the others? A legend of the martial arts genre? We're about to find out. Let's go. Shang-Chi, Legend of the Ten Rings. For those who don't know, for those who are not aware, I can only give you a pass if you're not aware of it from the comics. If you're a comic head and you never knew about this until now, I'll let you slide, because I too fell into that hole. I had no idea who this guy was until they started to talk about, he trained all these other Marvel characters and whatnot, or he did a lot of things in Marvel, behind the scenes. I didn't care, honestly. But so I'll let you slide if you didn't know about that. All right. Shang-Chi, Legend of the Ten Rings. It's pretty much a movie about Shang-Chi, who was living his life as a valet parker, or whatever they call him, all right, with his friend played by Aquafina, Katie. And they were just floating along in life and didn't know their purpose really, didn't know what they could become further than what the job they're working. Until one day, Shang-Chi is kind of just outed because now everybody knows that he was once the son of the great Mandarin. Okay? That's right. And the Mandarin is trying to get him back into the fold. The Mandarin is a villain, and the Mandarin needs his son and his daughter to join him once again to help reign the evil supreme. And that is the premise of the movie. All right. Positives. This movie, for starters, the fight scenes were very strong. When it kicked off, when it first kicked off with the film, the fight scenes were strong. They jumped at you. You know what I'm saying? Especially with the visuals. We'll get into the visuals later on, though. But the fight scenes themselves were great. When it started off. There's a specific fight scene in this movie between Mandarin and his soon-to-be wife or baby mother, whatever. That scene was so amazing. I'm not even gonna lie. It was an amazing fight scene. It was almost like they were dancing instead of fighting each other. And it felt like they got a rise out of each other from doing this. Like they were feeling each other through the fight. You can tell. There's some heat in a good way. Okay, with that battle. And I like that. I like stuff like that. But that's just the beginning of the movie. And then there is the visuals that I mentioned. Of course, Marvel, they never have a lack of this, of the visuals and the CGI and the way they handle it. Sometimes CGI can be shaky with Marvel, but for this one, it was they did well. They did very well. They did very well with this. There's a special or a new world that you are introduced to in this movie as well that I enjoyed. I don't want to go too much into it, but it was almost just magical. Okay, there are creatures there that don't exist anywhere else. You've never seen in your life. It's almost like if you see one of those parades in, I think, Japan or something like that, or China, and they have the floats, like they have them. It looks like that was brought to life. Like what if those were real animals? Just imagine that. I liked it. It was pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Then there were the cameos. I can't say too much, of course, but there are a lot of cameos in this movie that are well appreciated. There's one I can mention, Abomination, because it's in the trailer. That was pretty cool to see Abomination up close again. We haven't seen Abomination since the one of the other Hulk attempts way back in the day. All right, and I'd rather see this Abomination played up on. Give him a little more personality, but I think I like this Abomination a little better. All right, and there are other cameos, keep in mind, that are very important to this movie. And so that added some points for this. That added a lot of points. Another thing that I liked about this, or, one of the stronger points in the movie that helped it a lot, Aquafina, known as Katie. Let me tell you something about Aquafina, guys. Almost every movie that she co-stars in, for some reason, they choose to have her be the strongest point about the movie. The strongest actress shining in the movie. Not actress, I'm sorry, comedic actress. She's a good comedic actress. And she, of course, did her thing once again with this film. She was very funny. She had most of the jokes rolling on in. I'm not saying they were the best jokes. All right, she did a better job of being funny. And the Chinese, well, it's down at the bottom of the screen. The other one, Crazy Rich Asians. Okay, she did a better job in that one. But she still brought all the personality for this film. And I appreciate Aquafina for that. All right. Now let's get to those negatives. Starting off, Shang-Chi's character was the worst character in the movie. He is supposed to be the leading guy. Shang-Chi is the leading man in this film. But Shang-Chi is so bland. He is so bland. He was boring. When I have a leading role or a leading guy or a leading woman or whatever, I'm not expecting them to be the funniest or whatever have you, but I need them to keep me interested in this movie. There must be something about them that exudes excitement. Like, wow, what is this guy gonna do next? What is he gonna do next? He's just unpredictable. This guy's unpredictable. He's brave. He's willing to go there. I didn't get that with Shang-Chi. His father had more gut than him. I'm saying this in a nice way. All right, and there was a line mentioned by his sister in the movie as well. She said, "Those Americans must have made you soft." I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to leave it there. All right. Another negative in this movie, man. Now, I told you that I enjoyed the beginning of the movie for its fight scenes. All right. The fight scenes were fun from the step, but the movie stepped down, or not stepped down, but as it progressed, the fight scenes became highly repetitive. All right, what I mean by that, it's the movie where a lot of the henchmen are just clones of each other. Like, you just had a box of ninjas, and every time he finished fighting a group of ninjas, he's like, okay, more ninjas, and you open the box and more ninjas come out. Bring out the ninja pets. They need come on, he needs more ninjas to fight. It reminds me of things they used to do with the Ninja Turtle movies. All right, the old ones and the new ones. Well, it's more of the old ones, okay? You had to fight the foot soldiers, but there were different kinds of foot soldiers. Even the video games, they had different types of foot soldiers you could fight. They really didn't go that route with Ninja Turtles. And they did the same thing with this. So it reminded me of those old 90s martial art movies like that. All right, there was nothing to these henchmen. There was nothing to them. It was just so like of a repeat, and you gotta give me something to go off of, man. You gotta give me something to go off of. You're fighting generic enemies back and forth through the whole movie like that. I can't dig that. I cannot go with that. So that kind of lost me. My last negative for this, which was a really big negative for this film, the storyline, it felt like they just didn't know where to take it. And so they just started making things up as they went along with this film. They just started making a lot of stuff up. All right. There's a thing with Aquafina's character in particular where she's just a normal person. All right. But halfway through that film, when they really get into the gut of it, they give her this new skill. I'm not going to mention it. That she learns so quick. It's unbelievable. No, she was not doing all that. She was not doing that. All of a sudden, within that short amount of time, you learn how to do it. I'm done. I'm done. She was a side character. Keep her as a side character. Okay? Please. With that, I'm going to give this an I cool. That's right. I cool. And that was a very hard decision to make. Pretty much Shang-Chi it's hard when your main character is just so uninteresting. All right. And boring. Horrible. All right. That killed a lot of it. But I want you to like this video. Please share it. And if you haven't subscribed, you better